objects in all the circles. Okay. Now remember that what I had done was to show you an example. And what had happened was you were hinged on this example and you felt that you couldn't do anything else. But what I had said is that just do anything with the circle. You could have done ... It means what this exercise tried to do is to help you know that you're an agent of change where you are. You have a curriculum. You have a way to deliver it. You can get creative around how you deliver your curriculum. Somebody had mentioned today during the session, I can't remember the person because I was sitting at the back inside the booth, and the person had said, it's interesting to take kids out of the classroom. You don't have to be in the class. What you're trying to do is encouraging your students to be what? Creative, to problem solve. I was at a session 2 months ago, and somebody had come from a school, a high-end school, very expensive school. And he said, how do they teach maths? Especially the topic called angle. They take students out to the field and ask them to use a tablet to find angles in their environment. And so they begin to draw pictures, and then on their picture, on their phone, they will do angle, right angle, 180 degree. You know, I don't know maths. I'm sorry, I didn't get the opportunity. So that I don't mess it up. I'm on camera here. Okay. Now what happens is that those kids their knowledge of angles do not stay in textbooks. When they go out, they are able to apply it. That is what education should be. We don't need to do something grand to ensure that our education has an objective that it meets. Our education is to be applied to real life experience. I was having a conversation with Shola Adeola today, who had also led a session, and she asked me a question. She said, what is that thing? Did it remind me? The maths. It was a maths terminology. What is quadratic equation? Oh, simultaneous equation. You see, I'm so bad at maths. What is simultaneous equation? Because Shola sits on our board, I was very careful to answer. I didn't know it was a test. And I sort of stalled for a bit. You know, when you don't know what to do, somehow you kind of keep quiet. So it's as though you are trying to count your words. But sorry, there was no word to count because I didn't know what it was. But I remember that thing was just very hard when I was in SS1 or SS2. It had to do with some calculation that you would do to the left and you do to the right. And that thing messes with my brain. And what she told me was, you can't remember, right? I said, yes. He said the reason why you did not remember is because your teacher did not tell you how to use simultaneous equation in real life. What simultaneous equation is making a decision between going to Yaba or going to Ojuelegba. That's it. Should I go to Ojuelegba or should I go to Yaba? Now, how do I get my decision correctly? You can put a simultaneous equation to it. Now tell me, today I know what simultaneous equation is. If you just ask what simultaneous equation, I'll say it is the decision to go either to the right or the left. Ask me how to calculate it. We'll Google that. Now, something else that I heard that was very interesting was that somebody said something that was critical. He said, as teachers, we need to move, and these are recommendations from this report, we need to move from teacher-centered method of teaching to learner-centered method of teaching. Half of the work, or 30% of the work that we do today, they weren't around some 10, 20 years ago. Who knows about social media marketing 20 years ago? Who knew about coding 20 years ago or 10 years ago? The work of the future, nobody knows it. So who are we, teachers, to begin to teach people what we don't know would exist? So I beg us to change our mindset about how we deliver our curriculum in our classes. If we don't know the work of the future and we have said that education is what? Education is what? To do what? Competency-based education is acquiring knowledge to what? To do something. So if we don't know the thing that the student wants to do, what are we even teaching them? So today, we want to create a mindset shift. That you don't teach people the maths and the English and the economics and the, introtech. I don't know if that still exists. I think I'm not old, right? Integrated science is basic science now. Oh my God. Okay, right? We need to start teaching students how to learn. If you know how to learn, you can relearn. If you know how to learn, all of us, I want to believe, has a mobile phone today. I'm not sure you went to school to learn it. You learned as you were doing. Learning by doing. There is no learning that comes from cramming. You are only regurgitating something. So here is a movement that WAVE is building. It's called Competency Over Credentials Movement. What we are trying to do is to influence the education to employment system. We have done a research with employers, and so I can tell you that employers are saying, hey, I need credentials. But what they are asking for are the things that they need to get the work done. Because when they see somebody who has a credential, they don't automatically hand them the job. All right? They are looking for, can you do X? Can you do Y? Can you work in a team? Can you solve problems for me? Because the reason I'm hiring you is so that I can also go and do some other things. So in essence, what they are asking for is not credentials. What they are asking for is competencies. So how do we then begin to teach these same competencies in schools? I want to introduce you to my colleague, Ifeanyi. She's the one wearing black and, what's the name of the color? Brown, right? Now she leads our Train the Trainer project, which is called the Replication Project. What we do is that we teach young teachers in both public and private schools on how to deliver competency-based learning and education in the classrooms. We don't need so much technology. We don't need the infrastructure that we think we need like that. We only need teacher agency. We need teacher agency. That's what we need to grow. And so, I don't know if I have any other thing on my slide, but Naga, just quickly, next. Because these are all the things that you already know. Go back to the nature of the research, right? Now, by the way, this is an ongoing research. This is the phase 1. So, okay, this is the phase 1. I have 5 more minutes, and I'm going to close this, and we can have our cocktail and, I think maybe chicken or something. Okay, this is the nature of the regulators in the university and secondary school. We spoke to students in both private university and public university, private schools and private secondary schools and public secondary schools. We spoke to parents of secondary schools and university. I also spoke to educators. So most of the things that you will see in this report are not things that were coined by us, but things that were found on the field. And there are also recommendations that can be used. And this is just summary of finding. I like this quote. We cannot provide the right context fit and sustainable solutions to problems if we have not correctly identified the address the root cause. Now, the root cause of education is that we need to name that thing called unemployable rather. It is that they do not have the skills, and the skills are soft skills. Report takeaway, please take me to the previous year. We need to align on key competency indicators for our education system. One of the reasons why we are not getting results or outcomes from our education is that people are not asking the right questions. For example, parents will say, one of the questions was, is your children learning the things that they need to succeed in the world of work? Parents said yes. We then ask them how. They say, at least he's reading his books, he's getting A in class, the teachers are hardworking. But they were not able to tell us those things that they were learning that can translate to success in the world of work. All those details you have in the report, I will not go over it, but let me look at the second one, please, Naga. The second one. Okay. But basically, that's it. Go forward, please. Go forward. Recommendation. Back, please. Back. Okay. Build a cross-sector partnership with alternative pathways of education. Like I've introduced my colleague to you. If you're interested or your school is interested, please would come to your school and come and do a step-down training. If she doesn't have time, I will. Foster greater peer-to-peer educator learning engagement among schools. So about 6 months ago, I was in American International School. And one of the things that they have said they were going to do is a peer-to-peer educator program. So they are the people who have the money. They have, Olashore School. They have the money, they have the technology. But then, how do they then work with people who are in, lower secondary school, for lack of a better word, or public schools, on how they can become creative in the way they deliver their curriculum? All right, so that is another thing that we can do on a larger scale. And promote student-centered learning, which I've spoken about. Promote student-centered learning and greater student ownership in education. Improve teacher evaluation method. Anyways, when we talked about it, it was almost like, no. Students need to grade their lecturers and their teachers for promotion. In university, I can hear some very deep in the room. In universities that work, you grade your professors so that the other people who are coming can decide to either learn under that professor or not. In schools, in university, in Nigeria, in our own case, lecturers are promoted by the number of books that they were able to publish, even if they went to copy and paste it, as long as you're able to slam your name in front of it. All right? I apologize to any of them here, please. This is just me, small girl talking. All right? So we need to have a 360-degree approach to how we measure the performance of our teachers, just like we do in our organizations. Okay? Again, continuous business to educator conversation. All right? Businesses understand what happens in the world of work. Why don't you come and tell teachers what they should be teaching? Okay? I know these are not new things. All right? Increased flexibility of teachers' curriculum, greater professional development. One of those professional development is what I've shared with you now. It's free. Please take advantage of it. Go. Possible outcomes. Leave it here. We can move away from a problem-driven conversation to a solution-driven conversation. I'm looking forward to a conference where we will sit down and co-create solutions to problems that we already know. And then come up with Monday morning strategy to begin to drive implication. I'm looking forward to that conference. Like somebody said, Nigerian students do not have a disability of learning. They are one of the best in the world. The issue is that they are not able to survive in this system. And I'm not sure anybody can survive. All right? So, go. Call to action. So today, you've heard everything I've said. Although I'm sure that I was not able to do justice to this report as much as I would have. But if you would like to commit to competency-based education as an educator, as a policymaker in the room, I'm sorry I don't know the kind of people who sit here, but I'm sure you all are very, you are very, very driven to solve the issue of the education in this country. There will be a form that will be passed across to you now. What that form is you can leave the feedback out of it, but please fill the commitment form. What are you committing to doing right from today? And also it's for us to also follow up with you to help you ensure that the things you are committing to today, you are able to deliver them. We might not have money to give you, but we can give you skills that you will need to be able to achieve those goals that you have set for yourself today, or what you are committing to today. And I would like to take questions now. While the report goes out now, I'd like to take questions. So you can have the report now. It's officially launched. Or Mo, do you want to officially launch it? Please note again that this is a phase 1. This is a phase 1 report. Before NEDIS 2020, definitely we should have finished it. And we will then launch the full report at NEDIS 2020. If we've not launched it somewhere else. But yeah, we'll launch it at NEDIS 2020. All right? So please, I beg you, this is very important. The commitment bit of it, please, your name as well, or your contact details if you don't want to put your name. It is very dear to us. This is how we can create change. Let's not wait for government. Let's become, yes. You can skip the feedback part and go to the commitment part, please, because of time. And yes, you can have the fine report now. And if you have any questions as to this report, please let us know. My email, I'm not sure it's there, but yeah, you can come get my card at the end of the session. Also, one of the reasons why we couldn't complete this report is because we couldn't get to a lot of teachers. So if you want us to come and do a survey of your school, please also let me know, reach out to me. I will be happy to come to your school to come and do the survey. For now, we were able to do the survey in 2 geopolitical areas, South-South and Southwest. All right, we want to be able to do this survey across the 6 geopolitical zones of this country. And because we didn't want to wait again for us to be able to do everything before we step out and have a conversation, because we don't have money to finish it. Okay? So we are reaching out to you to say, hey, this is the challenge that we have. That's why we've not been able to finish. To say this is a holistic report, it is not. We have not been able to go to 2 geopolitical zones, and I don't think that this can speak to the enormity of the challenge of education in Nigeria. But this report can still, engender some conversation, and that's what we are having today. All right? Please, if you are finished with your commitment form, if you're not filling the commitment form, please let me see your hand. Show of hands. Someone does not have a pen. Please, can we make pens available? I don't want to fill it. Please, let me show of hands. I don't want to fill it. Okay. Please, if you are finished, can you lend someone else your pen so that we can get our drinks and go? Because tomorrow we have to be here again. Bright, strong, and early, looking fresh and beautiful. Do we all have this report? Do we all have this report? Okay, awesome. With this, please, the only place I want you to fill is go to the second page. It is, what is the one thing you commit to doing today? Just fill in one thing you commit to doing as an educator. I don't want to give examples so that I don't get anybody stuck on my example. We've talked about competency-based education. What do you want to try? Some of the ideas that I've shared, which of them would you like to try? And the next question is, may we follow up with you in 3 months to check how you are doing on that? All right? The reason why I want to check up with you is that if you are not able to do it, we want to know why and empower you to be able to do it. So this should not take more than a minute, 60 seconds. Just go to second page. What are you one thing you commit to doing today? Some some of us will say, I've encountered people saying, I want to do more than one thing. But there's the power of one thing. I like the book called Essentialism. Pick one thing and drive it home. Pick one thing and drive it home. Are we done? We should be done now. Hi. How are you? I lose my decorum sometimes. Okay, we should be done now, right? Are we done? Yeah. Please take up your paper so that a colleague of mine can collect it from you. Please, if you are done, let me see your forms up. Take your forms up. If you are done, please. Page 2 again, just below the form. What is the one thing you are committing to doing today? What is the one thing? And on the next page is, would you like us to follow up with you in 3 months? Those are the only essential questions. And are there anything else you would like to share? If you would like to share anything like, yes, come to my school, or yeah, just put it in that box. Or you want to collaborate with us, or you want to partner with us to complete the report. Please, anything, let us know. We should be done now, right? Yes. Awesome. All right, we're all tired. I will be around for questions, and you guys can have drinks, network, and any other thing. Thank you so much for staying. I'll see you tomorrow. And please, if you have questions, visit our stand. And my colleague is there as well. You can speak to her about the step-down training for teachers. Good evening and have a wonderful day.